Hey, welcome back into the Electric Lounge, the final installment of the A bands and artists. Got a nice little stack left, and then we'll get through this and we'll get on to the B. So we're going to start with this, Mr. Chet Atkins. So let's just get right into this. Chet Atkins, great guitarist, interesting album. It goes from country to kind of country western, like country and western were two different things in the beginning. Don't know if you knew that, but that's the joke in the Blues Brothers. You're welcome. It also goes to like some mainstream pop from back in the day too, like some kind of like, vocal type group stuff. It's very interesting because it's kind of all over the map, but what a great guitarist, man, no doubt about it. So now on to the great Atomic Bitch Wax. Let's do this. Coming on like a drug to fill you up in my lungs. Gonna put you in a bottle, drink you up until I'm feeling drunk. Don't do it, go away for a while. Don't you ever leave me, baby, you know you're gonna cram the style. If I live my life again, I gotta tell you, I do all those things that people told me not to do. So yeah, Atomic Bitch Wax from the Tab 4 album. What a great band, man. Somewhere between like riff rock, psychedelic rock, a little stoner rock, a little, I don't want to say popish, but easily digestible. It could appeal to a larger audience, almost like Foo Fighters type stuff, but not a little more refined, not as, I don't know, as mainstream accessible, I guess. Although it could be if it was marketed the right way. But it was started by this cat, Chris Kosnick, back in the day with Ed Mundell and Keith Ackerman, who Ed Mundell was the guitarist of Monster Magnet from like 92 till I want to say 2009, 2010. So it was kind of always a Monster Magnet offshoot to an extent. And then the original drummer left, and this guy joined, which is the current drummer of Monster Magnet, Bob Pantella, who he's been in a bunch of other stuff like Raging Slab, etc. And this guy joined, Finn Ryan, who was with them up until recently, and then now, what's his name? Garrett Sweeney, also of Monster Magnet, has joined the band. And Bob and Garrett were in a band called Riot God, which are no longer with us, which sucks. They had 3 great albums, but we'll get to one of those eventually. But yeah, so it's kind of, and at this point, this cat, Chris, he actually has joined Monster Magnet too, so it's kind of like a Monster Magnet offshoot of some sort. But let's get into another one of them. It's Atomic Bitch Wax Gravitron. I bought this the last time I saw them when I checked them out in Sao Paulo, and they were awesome, man. A lot of fun live, great band, and yeah, let's do this. Yeah, I never ever knew someone that I've been falling, I've been crawling. Yeah, I gotta think about it, baby. I see falling, I stay landing. Yeah, I alone in the center of watching all that I feel like me. I waited all this fucking time. I catch a ride up the nowhere stereo. Until it's time, I keep it level. We only got 5 minutes to go. Atomic Bitch Wax, what a killer band, man. Glad I got a chance to see them. Did a bunch of cool Pink Floyd covers when I saw them too. Actually, they do a cover of Astronomy Domine on here, which is pretty close to the original. Little different, but not much. But I prefer the Voivod cover if you're talking about cover versions of that particular song, but whatever. Next up, band from San Francisco, only did 2 albums. Power Blues Trio did a bunch of opening shows for at Bill Graham's Fillmore West. Only did 2 albums. This one on Sire, and then they have another one on Resurrection, which is on Bill Graham's actual label, and I've never heard that one. Funny story about this one, when I used to run a record store in Cheapos, when it closed, or was closing, I decided that I was going to start selling records, rare records and stuff, and I called myself the Radio Gnome as a tribute to the Gong trilogy. But anyways, I had a guy that was interested in buying this record, and this is pre-Discogs, right? So you had eBay and you had this thing called Gem, Gemm, which was a pretty cool site. But I found this record for like $20. I tried to sell it for like $50. And it was not a good idea. That was my one and only time that I bought a record that I tried to sell, and then I was like, yeah, this isn't for me, man. I'm not good at trying to sell things for more than what they're worth, and I'm glad I kept it because it's a really good record. Check out this version of Tobacco Road.
Oh, you know how I love this place called Tobacco Road. But it's home. The only place I've ever known. Only you know how I love.
Yeah, some killer stuff from San Francisco. Too bad they were only around for a little period of time, 2 years, but hey, we got a couple albums out of them, and that's kick-ass, you know? Next up, I got this one, Autograph, and I've never heard this album. I barely remember this band. They had one hit to me, Turn Up the Radio, which I had on a compilation cassette when I was a little kid, and I always liked that song, but I have no idea what I'm going to get into here. I'm assuming it's cheesy 80s metal, so let's see. Autograph. The first song, side 2, oh man, just listen to this crap. That was fucking painful. I still like the song Turn Up the Radio because it's fun. It reminds me of when I was a kid. But the rest of this album is very keyboard heavy and just not my thing. So yeah, that's another album I'm going to have to take out of the collection eventually. So another one that I have that when I bought it, I thought they were really good, like right around when it came out. And the last time I remember listening to it, I really didn't like it very much, so let's see where I'm at this point. Anything's got to be better than that fucking Autograph, so here we go. Well, I can definitely say that even though I liked it when I first heard it, then I thought I didn't like it, I think I like it again. Like, I think it's a pretty good album. I mean, they're not really my style as far as their presentation of metal, because it's a little too, shall we say, contemporary for me. But at the same time, it's really good progressive metal. It's played well, and I know Mike Portnoy actually played with them for a while along the way, so I'm gonna have to say, yeah, it was pretty good. Like, they're a decent band. I mean, they're a younger type band, although now they're years old, but still good stuff. I mean, not something I would pull out on a regular basis, but nice to hear once in a while. Next up, I went to the Average White Band, one of my favorite logos in rock ever. Like, come on. Yes, it's semi-sexist, but it's also sexy, right? Kind of. Fun band, a little cheesy sometimes, but obviously their hit Pick Up the Pieces, it's a classic, and I got to hear it live with Ringo's band, because one of the cats from this band was in Ringo's band last time I saw him, so that's fun. So let's take a listen to Pick Up the Pieces. Pick Up the Pieces. I dig that tune, and they're definitely a bunch of white boys, so no doubt about that in my mind. Next up, I went on to this one, which is a pretty rare album, man. Not a lot of people have probably ever even seen this, and probably even less have even heard it or heard of it. It features this guy as a teenager, and his brother, this guy. So this guy is Ron Thal, aka Bumblefoot, who did a bunch of solo stuff, also went on to play with Guns N' Roses for quite a bit of time when Slash was out of the band. He's the guy, although it gets credited to Buckethead a lot of times on Chinese Democracy, he's actually the one that did a lot of the guitar work for Chinese Democracy. Buckethead did some, but Ron's the one that kind of came in, cleaned it up, and made it all work. And this is his brother Jeff. This is only one album by them. It's kind of progressive metal type stuff. It's a little dated. It's from the 80s. I want to say like 87. Yeah, 87. But this is really rare album. They put this out themselves, and I bought this on eBay, and somehow I got it for $100, which you're thinking, $100? My God, why would you spend that much on an album? They typically go for around $3, so I was okay with that. I love Ron Thal. I think Bumblefoot is the man. I wish he would release some of his albums on vinyl, like especially Hands and the Normal album, which are two of my personal favorites of his. But I really like his style. He's an amazing guitarist, virtuoso style, but he's not just guitar masturbation like Satriani or Steve Vai or something, you know. He actually sings as well, and he's got a lot of humor in what he does. I realize that Joe and Vi sing as well, which is cool. Like, I like them, I really do. But I really dig Bumblefoot because he's got that, you know, he's a super nice guy. I got to meet him once in LA, and he was a really nice guy. And I actually talked to him about this album. He was like, why would you buy that crap? Even he doesn't like it, but it's super rare, and it's very cool, and I love Bumblefoot. So take a listen to this. Alright, we're getting down to the wire, man. Just did some AWOL, and now I got this one, which is another one that's been in my collection for a long time. It says 95 cents on it. Did I pay 95 cents for it, or did I get it for free? Good question. I would guess that I might have gotten it for free. But it's one of those albums that I saw, and I was like, this looks pretty ridiculous. I kind of want this. Not necessarily thinking it was going to be a good album, and, you know, you look at them, and you're like, yeah, okay, tough guys. It was okay, I guess, but for the most part, it's pretty cheese. It's kind of somewhere between, like, Cheap Trick and, like, I don't even know, Eddie Money or 38 Special, maybe, I don't know. But I like 38 Special and Cheap Trick and Eddie Money, so I don't know, this isn't very good. See what you think. To say they're my nemesis, but I'll probably never deal with them again. So, one last album in the A's. This is it. Azteca. I bought it because the cover looked pretty cool. I figured it was kind of some kind of Latino type thing, and I was totally right. This is probably my first time. Actually, no, that's not true. I know I listened to it once when I first bought it in Brazil. But really cool band, man. Somewhere between Santana-esque type Latin percussion jam band stuff and funk, pure funk. So they kind of cross between a little bit of other stuff in there, but fun album, man. Definitely glad I bought this one. And that, my friends, is the end of the A's. So I'm about to get into the B's. Won't you please join me? The journey has still yet to just begin, man. So we got a long, long trek ahead of us. And I hope to keep you here. You're in the Electric Lounge. I'm Scott Oz. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.